This is how I would answer the communicating and influencing question if I was applying to be a probation officer today. So welcome to my videos, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah and I've worked as a probation officer for over 13 years. And I am sharing these videos because I want you guys to have all the information and real life insight into what it's like to be a probation officer, so you can make an informed decision if this is the career for you. And if this is the career for you, I give you helpful tips for how to be successful in the probation officer application. So for this one, communicating and influencing. Now, lots of you ask me, how can I get in this job if I haven't got experience? So that's what I'm focusing on today. How would I answer this if I didn't have experience already? So a little bit of background. When I did apply for the probation officer job, I had about 2.5 years experience working in other areas of probation. I worked as receptionist, unpaid work supervisor, administrator for probation officers and Crown Court and Magistrates Court. I'd also been a youth offending volunteer, so I had quite a lot of experience. But I know that lots of you don't have that experience, so I want to be able to help you guys if you've worked maybe in retail, or you've worked in care settings, or maybe you've been a stay-at-home parent. So that's who I want to really help today with this question. So this is for you if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but I don't have enough experience. Also, go back to my other videos because I talk really about how to develop that belief in yourself. If you're worrying that you don't quite have enough experience, those videos will help you just feel really confident in yourself that, yeah, you do have enough. And hopefully this video will also help you feel confident that, yeah, I can do this application, I can do this job. And I feel like this is so important because, and I've said about this before in previous videos, society, it's like society doesn't want you to win. So we need to seek out people that do want us to win, and I want you to win. So society gives us messages that we're not good enough, that you need to have certain levels of qualifications, or you need to be a certain kind of person for a certain kind of job. And it's also that inner voice that has been created. We've all got that inner critic inside of us that says, no, you can't do that, or what you're doing applying for that, that's not for you. And that inner voice comes from society's messaging. It comes from our parents, our family, our friends, our school history. It all melts together, and that voice in our head is the one that says, no, you can't do it. But I'm here to help you realise that you can challenge that voice in your head, and that actually, yeah, you can do it. So will this question come up on your probation officer application? I can't guarantee it will come up, depends when you're watching this video, but this question came up on the PQIP 2023 application. So it depends when you're watching this. So let me give you the official definition of communicating and influence as per the Civil Service website. So communicating and influencing. So communicate a purpose and direction with clarity, integrity, and enthusiasm. Respect the needs, responses, and opinions of others. So basically, we've all been there. We've all had to communicate purpose and our direction. We've all had to respect the needs and responses and opinions of others. So technically, we should all be able to get through that question. It's just about how you answer it and communicate that. So that's what I'm going to show you now in this video. So this will apply to you if you have been a parent. I'm sure you've had to communicate and influence a little toddler or a child. I'm sure you've had to communicate and influence to your partner, your husband, your wife. You may have had to communicate to your children's teachers, your teachers at the children's teachers at school, their swimming teachers, their football instructors. You've had to communicate a message and maybe influence that person as well to see your side, to see your perspective, or for them to be able to reach a decision. Maybe you've had to communicate to your mortgage advisor to convince them to give you a mortgage, or friends or family. So as you can start to see already, when you take it outside of the context of just probation, prison, crime, you've got a wealth of experience already there at hand that you can draw on for your answer. So when you're thinking about constructing your answer, say for example, if you've had to communicate and influence when you're talking to your partner, maybe you both are deciding, you've had your kids now, where do you live? What neighbourhood do you want to be living in? You want to be near close schools. Think about what process you went through to communicate that to your partner. So to communicate what it is that you want, communicating why it's important. So just think of that real life situation and jot some notes down. You can even now pause this video and just brainstorm some of those things. So maybe some of those examples didn't quite apply to you, or you do have some experience. So maybe you've got some experience working as a sports instructor, maybe a karate instructor or swimming teacher in your spare time. Maybe you have experience babysitting, or maybe you work in the local library, maybe you work in events at the weekend. So it may apply to you if you have some experience but you feel like, yeah, but it's not prison or probation or crime related. You can still get the job with those kind of experiences as well. So whether it's paid or voluntary, so maybe some students or clients that I've worked with have had paid experience. So maybe they've been care workers, support workers, they've worked in retail, maybe they've worked in a gym, in a hotel, and they think, oh, I don't have enough experience. Again, think about, when did you have to communicate and influence to a customer, to deliver a message? What was your tone of voice? How did you do it? Did you do it in person, by text, on the phone, in writing? All of that. So again, pause this video and jot that down. What was the situation? And really think of it in your head so you can imagine yourself doing it, and then write from that point of view. And maybe if you've had no face-to-face customer experience, even if you've worked, whether it's been voluntary or paid, I'm sure you've attended a team meeting. So maybe where there have you had to communicate within that team meeting? Even if you've just sat back and not done anything, maybe you had to communicate in writing after that. Maybe you had to communicate to your team what your shifts are going to be. All of that is experience. So for all those areas, whether you've had no work experience, whether you've had some voluntary experience, or whether you've had paid experience but it's not exactly related to crime, prison or probation, you still are able to answer the questions based on your experiences. So a lot of it is about strategy. How do you actually get your point across in the application form? And then the rest of it is beliefs. How, believe in yourself that, yeah, you do have the right experience for this kind of job. I can only cover so much in these videos, but if you want to learn exactly how to structure your application form so that you can be successful, I have the registration to come and work with me. If you go to my website, howtobeaprobationofficer.com, all the details will be there to sign up to start working with me, and just getting that dedicated support that you need with your application interview process. So I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe.